We are live, ladies and gentlemen, here tonight for a little NASCAR Heat 5 career mode action. It is the NASCAR Xfinity Series at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Indiana 250. The first race of two of a doubleheader Wednesday night. Almost forgot what night it was. Wednesday night on the channel here today. We'll run Indianapolis and we'll run the next race. No qualifying or practice for this race at Indy for the career mode. A couple of rough races of the last four, the last four races coming into this one. DNF last night at Pocono, the first DNF of the season. If you guys watched, we got to the last lap. We were on a fuel and tire strategy that got us up to the 8th position there on the final lap of the race until up into one we blew a right rear tire and nosed the inside wall head on. We finished 34th when it looked like we were going to have an 8th place finish in the bag if that tire could have made it. So unfortunately, things did not go well there. We get a chance to redeem ourselves tonight on a very similar racetrack. Another flatter track, another track that is 2.5 miles in length. And we'll see if Schneider will have a much faster car for this one. Or we'll see if maybe he gets a chance to redeem himself with that same strategy. Maybe similar cautions falling into place. Justin Sozio, R6R6. Jackson Thomas, Joey Logano fan. Black Ace, welcome to the stream. Got a 5-mouth subscriber watching. What? I think you said 5-month-old subscriber watching you today, but hey, that is awesome. Appreciate it, whoever it is. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We do full race live streams with a realistic broadcast every day in the jumpstart of my young journey to becoming a broadcaster in the sport of NASCAR. So we're going to start things off here tonight with the Indiana 250. Michael and that will be starting on the pole on the oval configuration at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway at that. Austin Cindric just doesn't look like himself. Timmy Hill looks like he might try to help us out if given the opportunity. Michael and Ned again starting on the pole. And all junior motorsport starting lineup for the front row. Your son, awesome. There we go. Gotta start young. Green flag in the air. We're underway at Indiana. In Indiana. 250 miles of racing again. 30 laps in stage 1, 30 laps in stage 2. The final stage will be 40 laps in tonight's race.
Careful, go back.
It should be the final race in the tough stretch of this 5-race portion of the schedule for Schneider. Let's see if we can keep going. Go back to 16th after DNFing as far as the point standings go, so he's still inside the top 20. Cannot afford to have another different winner this season. That would put us at 12. That would mean that all the spots are locked up on wins. You have to then win a race to make the playoffs. Right now, Ross Chastain is the furthest driver ahead in the point standings. And he's currently leading this race. Chastain leads lap 1. Despite not starting on the front row, was able to pass Michael Annett. Great jump there. If you're a NASCAR fan, welcome to the stream. Join right on time, indeed. There's the 2 races tonight on the channel. And thanks for everybody again tuning in already. We had 8 people watching here in the opening lap of this event. He's got a very tight race car again. That was the same problem he had at Pocono last night, especially in stages 1 and 2. More so in stage 1 and stage 2. Has to try and stay on the lead lap, though. He did have a wave around strategy that helped him get back on the lead lap for the final stage. He does not want to have to go through that hassle today. Well, yeah, we got to the last lap of the race before we crashed out last night, so unfortunately, it still counts as a DNF, the first of the season. while running 8th. And not really a product of pushing the car too hard. The tire was wearing out, and I was backing it off a ton those last 4 laps. It was still wearing out quite a bit. 2.5 mile track, we knew it was going to be tough to try and save as much as we could. We got to the last lap with just 2 more turns to go. Before the end of the night, it ended up coming just a little over a half a lap early. Daniel Hemrick did go on to win. That was his 2nd victory of the season. And for Daniel Hemrick, he is the 3rd driver to win 2 or more races now this season. Harrison Burton has 4 wins on the season still. Austin Cindric has 2. And now Daniel Hemrick's got 2. 8 other drivers have 1 win, and that includes Schneider right now. And how about Ross Chastain? Again, he's a driver without a win. 9 races left until the playoffs after the checkered flag flies in the first of 2 races tonight as well. Don't remember exactly how long a lot of you guys have been around, but a lot of the familiar faces on the channel that we see on a nightly basis have definitely been around for quite some time. R6, I definitely remember you as being one of the originals. That is for sure. Already again a slow car early, but we saw what the strategy was able to do for Schneider. He didn't lead laps. He got as high as 2nd in the running order at one point. Needs to try and quicken this race car up as much as he possibly can. Extra 5 laps though in stage 1 and stage 2 versus last night. The stages were 25, 25, and 50. Today it's 30, 30, and 40, so a lot more even. It's going to be interesting. Just Cole watching. Yes, Cole was actually on the stream last night. He changed his profile name to Cap24 instead of Called 24. So yeah, he still watches pretty often. Probably end up seeing him in the chat at some point during the night if you're here long enough. Yeah, he does stop by quite a bit. He just changed his profile. That's all. Brandon Jones is going to take the lead off turn 4. It's going to be the first driver outside of Ross Chastain to lead a lap in this race. Jones leads at the line. Jones has not won since the season opener at Daytona. Already, this is the 17th race of the season. We're past halfway once the checkered flag flies here today. As far as the season as a whole, again, only 9 races until the playoffs. This race comes to an end. We are getting down to the nitty-gritty this season, that is for sure. Boy, also, Schneider still got a very tight race car. Only lap number 7, but it is not getting any looser right now. He was hanging with the rest of the pack really for the first 2 to 3 laps, and then he fell off the face of the earth for about the last 4 or 5. Trevor Grimes, welcome to the stream. Into turn 4, trying to really push the race car as much as he can. 84 on the engine, 83 on the aero, and an 80 on the suspension coming into tonight's race at Indianapolis. After wrecking this car at Pocono yesterday, having to come right back at the track for, I guess, the next race weekend. As far as the career mode itself goes, not a good sign, at least coming into this race, that this car is going to be quick. Ethan, welcome to the stream. No practice, no qualifying, indeed. This is going to be the last race. I'm not going to practice or qualify, though. We'll be at least qualifying for every race going on out. I just didn't care for qualifying at Pocono or Indianapolis because I knew we were going to be really slow anyway. But once we get into these intermediate tracks that are mile and a half and less than like that we have coming up on the schedule here soon. If for a large majority of the rest of the year. But intermediate program should be good to go after this. Just trying to survive the night. Again, Schneider has a pretty decent gap, 92 points over 21st to stay inside the top 20. But again, if we get two more different winners, he's currently last of the drivers with a win. If it stays that way, he will not make the playoffs if we do have more than 12. Inside Uranus, welcome to the stream. Caution is out for the first time today at lap number 9. Did not take long. Actually, lap 10 for the leaders will be the first caution of the day. We have some drivers at the rear of the field that are going to hit pit road. It looks like a large majority of these guys are going to stay out. It's going to include 99 of Schneider. Actually, Schneider's going to pit. He's not going to take tires. He's going to loosen the race car up. He'll top off on fuel as well. No damage to repair. So an interesting pit strategy to say the least. Yep, Billy's been around for a while as well. Patrick Shadow's been around. Ethan's been around for a while. We're seeing guys that have been around for a long time. Long time. I appreciate those just as much as the new viewers to the channel who haven't stayed and have brought me into their life on a daily in general.
Stay on the bottom here.
Appreciate the support as always. Continue to grow this channel into the future. Watch me blossom as a broadcaster. Green flag is back in the air here at Indy. Almost contact off turn 2 between the 99 and the 38. Kind of aggressively side drafting. Speaking of side drafting, here comes Landon Castle on the high side trying to do the same thing. Cesar Braccarello's got a huge run. Gets out of the gas into turn 3 to keep from running into the back of the 99. So 3 drivers took fresh tires under the pit stop. They're 3 wide in the short shoot of 3 and 4 at the back of the pack. Braccarello moves up the racetrack a little bit. The 38 gets a little sideways, and Schneider just backs completely out of the gas. He wants no part of it. Last thing he wants to do is DNF 2 races in a row.
Still there. You got room. You're clear. Got one peeking outside.
Castle charges hard to the outside, makes a nice pass in turn 1. He's one of the drivers on pressure tires, ripping around the outside of Matt Mills in turn 2 as well. Brandon Jones leads this race.
Careful, still there.
It's a Castleball ran into the back of somebody. Track position means so much here in Indy, and that's why a large portion of these drivers stayed out of the pits during that caution. I think everybody who had hit pit road during that yellow were all outside the top 25, so they really had nothing to lose. Schneider was still going to save at least one set of his tires.
Still there.
He did pit up the middle, passing CJ McLaughlin. Great pass, Joe Graff Jr. for 32nd. Great run. Welcome again, Joey Logano fan. And indeed, R6. Like, share, subscribe. I love to support the channel. Really appreciate it.
Alright, you're clear there.
Another pass on Josh Williams at 92.
You're clear.
He's had some good runs sporadically throughout the course of the season, but nothing consistent. Remember, Schneider in the first 12 races had 8 top 10s. That speed has been gone and absent. No top 10s in the last 4 races. Coming into this race, he does not want to make a 5-row. Now, he did look like he was going to get an 8th place finish yesterday at Pocono, but he went into the track with no speed. They were working on the car throughout the day, and the track position strategy in the final stage with a late caution helped him out, but not enough as he still DNF'd as well from now. Side side-by-side action between Chad Finch and Joe Nemechek down the back straightaway. And as they run side-by-side, side-drafting each other. Schneider's got a big run in the draft behind him. He'll look to the inside of Nemechek now in turn
Careful,
3.
still there. Stay on the bottom.
Sling right around Nemechek though in turn 4 for 30th. Trying to draft in line behind Chad Fincham down the front stretch.
Still there.
So after Chastain led about the first 3 or 4 laps of the race, Brandon Jones has led every lap since.
Still there. Stay low.
Still got a really tight race car at this point. Doesn't have the speed. Nemechek with the pole low. Schneider went down the block. Also look to the inside of Fincham here from 29th into turn 3 as well. He's going to complete the pass. He drove it in deep. He got it to stick. Great corner. Fincham almost gave up the inside again in turn 4 for Nemechek to get underneath him, but Nemechek couldn't quite get there. Track map at least. Oh, hang on. Caution's out again. Trouble in turn 4. Second caution already of the race in the first 17 laps. Lap 17, we get another yellow. More drivers at the rear of the field going to pit. Not everybody is going to pit right now. Schneider's going to stay out again. We'll be live tomorrow. Indeed. Yep, Black Ace, another one to the wall. Keegan only had 97 subscribers. Really doesn't feel that long ago either. I mean, it hasn't been. The channel's only been around for a year and 2 months, roughly.
Ready.
Crazy how time flies. Well, you know what they say, time flies when you're having fun. We're having fun once again tonight. Green flag back in the air at Indianapolis, 9 laps to go in stage 1. It's going to be a good drop out of the race after crashing in turn 4. Unaware of who it is at the moment. A little quick crossover underneath Colby Howard. Again, 3 more drivers hit pit road during that caution. Take the pit stops. Trying to clear Colby Howard in the 15. Howard sticking on the outside, trying to take the air off the right rear. To the inside of Balicki. Huge head of steam into turn 3. He's going to get under Baccarella as well. Hard to pass at Indy. Got to take advantage of these restarts as much as he possibly can. Schneider's already gained 3 spots, maybe 4 by the time we get back to the yard of race. Inside of Brandon Brown, 4 spots gained on the restart for Schneider, looking for another one into turn 1, maybe even 2 underneath Austin Hill as well.
Still there.
Trying to side draft him, can he stay there? Brown is all over his back bumper. Not going to intimidate the 99. He is determined to have a good run tonight. Contact.
Careful, go there. Stay on the bottom.
That was close. Almost had some contact between the 51 and the 99. The battle for 20th. Schneider clear off turn 4 for the 20th position. He should have a chance to get stage points in stage 1. Harrison Burton now is just taking the lead away from his teammate Brandon Jones. That was Schneider's fastest lap of the race that time by. He is getting faster on these older tires. That was something that we also noticed yesterday at Pocono. Another reason why he was in the top 10 on top of the strategy. Even before the strategy, he was right around 15. He's getting quicker throughout the course of the race. That was a large part of it. He only pitted for tires once. Obviously, that may be the end of his day trying that strategy, so he might pit a little bit more often today in the same length race. We only had 2 cautions all of last night for incident. We already have 2 in stage 1 alone here today.
Stay on the bottom.
Not doing an online lobby tomorrow, but I do promise you guys that I will be doing another online lobby before I go to Dover in a couple weeks. Run down the back straightaway in the draft of Landon Castle. Jumps down low, side drafts him as well. Got a draft off Justin Haley. Huge head of steam into turn 3.
Still there. Outside.
Schneider has not scored stage points in too many races this season.
Still there. Car on the outside now.
Last week, last week was not the first online lobby. We had done one for NASCAR Heat 5 before, but my Wi-Fi was terrible for the longest time, as you guys knew, before I updated the Wi-Fi. For those of you that were familiar with the channel, pretty much from the start of the channel up until about 4 or 5 months ago, probably about 4 months ago before I got expected. I think it was in November when we got it, somewhere around there, November, December, but anyway. Holidays, I should say. But anyway, it's all good to go now. No lagging issues because of the internet. And looked like the stream went well the other night, so you can probably expect more. I did do a handful of them on NASCAR Heat 4 way back when, before Heat 5 came out too. So I haven't done them as much as I would have liked to. But now that the internet's better, I know it's better. I'll probably do it as like a good send-off before every race I go to. I'll be going to a lot of races this year, so I think that will be good times to stream it. We'll be off of streaming for likely a couple days on those trips, like I was for Talladega last week. Still got 11 more races I'm going to this year, so plan on it.
Still there?
Definitely plan on us doing more. I don't want to oversaturate it with that because the main part of the channel is doing the realistic broadcast. I'm not going to do that with the online lobbies.
Careful.
But obviously, it's just a small way of me trying to get back to you guys as much as I can. On top of already just giving you the content you guys already see on the Jeffrey Earnhardt just set Schneider off into turn 1. He still was able to pass Cindric, though, nice and cleanly into turn 1 with the shove he got. Beats Alfredo back to the gas off turn 2 now, and he's going to get underneath Alfredo for 14. 9.5 seconds still off the lead, but he's moving.
You got room, you're clear.
Not too likely, but there is still a chance that Schneider can make quick work of these next couple guys ahead of him, that he can get stage points here in stage 1. He's only got 2 more laps. He didn't get through turn 1 very well at all, but as long as 3 more cars are passed. Just don't think it's going to be easy. In order do I think he's got the time. He's definitely got enough speed in this car to maybe get a top 10 on the speed today. We'll see if that position can gain any more than that.
You got one to go.
Final lap now for Harrison Burton in stage number 1. It's been a little bit since Burton's gotten to victory lane,
Stay low, stay low.
or even won a stage for that matter as well, but he's looking to win stage 1 tonight at Indy. And he's looking for every position he possibly can, so he's going to aggressively side draft Daniel Hemrick down the back straightaway, but he couldn't quite hold on with it. He got a great draft off that back bumper.
Careful,
Jesse
still
Willis.
there.
Schneider's a little loose into turn 3, trying to get underneath Daniel. Not going to make the pass that time. More shot off turn 4. Nothing doing. So give a push to Hemrick. Hemrick might get around Jesse a little, not quite.
Still there.
Green, white,
Nice
checkered
driving,
flag
that
in the
driver.
air. Harrison Burton wins stage 1 at Indianapolis here tonight. Another stage win, another playoff point for Burton. Heading on to his large total already this season. And now we'll be seeing pit stops for the first time today. Schneider's going to take a half around. His crew, I should say, is going to take another half around to wedge out of the race car. 4 fresh tires, topping off on fuel. No need to repair any damage.
You're coming to the green.
Tell who won the
Be
race
ready here.
off of pit road that time with the green flags back. Stage 2 now underway at the Brickyard.
Still there.
Schneider's not as good on the short run. A little tight. Hobson line behind Landon Castle. 3 wide middle now down the back straightaway. Justin Haley makes a daring move to the inside.
Hold that line, driver.
And there's still 3 wide into turn 3. This is going to get narrow.
Inside. Here we go now.
And walks up the racetrack. Now stuck on the high side. 3 wide. Austin Hill's in the middle. He gets out of gas. Didn't want any of it. They all file out. Hectic restart here in Indy. Push down from David Starr down the front straightaway.
Hold your line. Stay high.
That just sent Schneider into turn 1. Into the wall.
Looking inside now.
Sent him far wide. Starr's going to push him again. Bump traffic can work down these long straightaways at Indy, but not that time. Schneider's carrying just way too much speed, way more than what he wanted to carry.
Got one peeking outside.
They try to let the 93 car of McLaughlin go as well and just fade to the back of the pack here in stage 2. He's not going to race overly hard. He's going to try to stay the lead lap to the end of the second stage. Really all he can hope for. Tommy Joe Martins is the only driver out of today's race. He brought out the second caution of the day at lap 17. And we had 2 cautions for incident in stage 1, the 30 lap first stage, and at lap 10, lap 17. Just 25 laps to go in stage 2. There's still major traffic right now, 2 by 2 by 2 outside the top 20 through 3 and 4. Pretty much all the way around this racetrack. Trouble down the front straightaway. There's a crash, or at least somebody up in smoke. It might have been Josh Balicki in the 99. Our third caution of the day. Fourth, if we count the stage 1 break already. In this just 100 lap race, 4 cautions, and it's still at 64 to go. So at 37 total. Not a lot of long green flag runs at all. The longest green flag run in this race is 9 laps. Balicki's still in this race. He was able to repair his race car and get back out on the racetrack. He takes 4 tires as well. Green flag back in the air again.
Hold your line, got one inside.
That Indy.
Stay high up here. Stay high up here.
Oh, wow. Schneider barely cleared. Cesar back roll on the 90. Contact with Balicki on the high side off turn 2. Balicki looking to go on those couple lap pressure tires. He's going to look to maybe make it 3 wide into turn 4. Make it 3 wide. Awesome. Sounds like you might be going to that over there inside. Hopefully you enjoy yourself. Never a bad time at the racetrack. No matter what you're there seeing, it seems like it's always a good time. Go to as many NASCAR races as the track. I know it's NASCAR, but even you can find fun at your local dirt track too. My passion is just much bigger for NASCAR. That's why I take the time, effort, and dedication to travel to other races, racetracks, sport NASCAR. There's Burton still out in front. He's led every lap so far at stage 2. We jumped ahead very late in stage 1. Not sure where he qualified today. Took him a little bit of time to get up towards the front and start the lead. Led the final 6 or 7 laps in the opening stage, but he's looking good right now. Joe Gregson looked fast all day long yesterday at Pocono, and he started second today, so you thought he might have been able to carry more of that speed. Gregson won the first 2 stages of the race. The only thing I'm going to carry over points-wise, so I'm not doing the points myself again this season, from that DNF is just the playoff points that Noah Gregson had, because he didn't win the first 2 stages. So when we get to the playoffs, whatever Gregson's total will end up being throughout the playoffs, he will get a 2-point buffer. He will get 2 extra points for those stage wins. You're not going to let him miss out on that. So this can be very big, especially knowing how many drivers have just 1 win. A lot of them, 8 of them. Currently, so it could be more. Doesn't seem like Schneider's car is as tight late into the run here this time. Since the start of the race, he has taken a full round of wedge out of the race car. half around during both pit stops. He's only pitted for tires once today, so he's got 3 more sets left the rest of this race as well. Couple of groups of cars towards the back of the pack. We got about 6 cars in a group here, and then we have a little gap, 1 car, a little gap, and about another 4 or 5 cars. It's probably like that all the way throughout the course of the field, because again, looking at the track map, it doesn't really seem like somebody has had the largest lead in this race, whether it was Justin leading the first 3 laps, Brandon Jones leading more laps than anybody else in stage 1 at least, for another caution. Ended up coming out. Burton took the lead, couldn't really run away with it, and we had a caution early in this stage, and Burton still has not been able to run away with it. And it just goes to show, under the restarts, it is very, very tough to pass, especially to pass the leader here at Indianapolis. And a couple of those Joe Gibbs Toyotas have had the track position from the start. Really nice little 3-wide move to get around Baccarella and Harmon.
Still there?
Josh Williams trying to take it pretty wide into turn 4. Didn't quite do it. Schneider swings to the outside of Williams. Pretty dicey. 4 wide, and Indianapolis down the front stretch. What a move by the 99 to go 4 wide there. Just gets underneath Matt Mills into turn 1. There's still 3 wide. The 92 pushes the 99 up and almost into the 93 of McLaughlin, who barely stays off the outside wall. How do they make it through there without a wreck? There's still 3 wide. Schneider shot out of a cannon off turn 2. Making a ton of passes. A big block on Williams down the back straightaway. And he'll clear Matt Mills this time into turn 3.
There on the inside. You got room. You're clear.
Michael Turner and Josephina Bravo welcome to the screen. Ray Howard. That would be Josh Williams in the 92. This is NASCAR after all. It's the driver of the 92 car in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Yeah, unfortunately we DNF'd on the last lap at Pocono last night while running 8th. Not even really battling with anybody, just blew a right rear tire. Trying to nurse it. I mean, there was no hope at that point. It was too long of a racetrack. Trying to nurse it, it wasn't really safe. We've been nursing it midway through the run a little bit, especially nursed it those last 4 laps. Came nowhere close. He's got a really fast race car here. Just needs track position when he's got older tires. We've had a lot of cautions. We've had 4 of them already. Just shy of the halfway mark. Is there actually a Russell in this game also? The dirt team? I have no clue. We only raced it once. That was a special dirt pistol. There's still a pack of about 5 or 6 cars battling. Right around 25th. Schneider did finish 14th in stage number 1. He's not gotten the track position. The cautions the way they point out this stage versus in stage number 1. A lot of it is the restarts. Been more hectic in this stage, and he hasn't quite been on the better end of those hectic restarts. He's had good restarts all day long. He's was stagnating his position for the most part, except for the very slow stage 2 went backwards.
Stay low. All right, you're clear then.
Full throttle all the way through turn 4 this time for Schneider. He was really pushing this car hard late in stage 2. 10 laps to go on the stage.
10 to go.
I think we're going to go 3 wide up towards the front again. Barely lifted in turn 2. Can't quite go full throttle at that end of the track, but turn 4 is a little easier for him for some reason. Fincher might take it 3 wide into turn 3 this time. He's looking low. Gets pinched off, and look at that hard battling up here has allowed the 99 to pull closer. Almost gets into the wall on turn 3. Pushed it a little too hard. Trying to get to these guys. And here he goes again with another big head of steam.
All right, clear low.
3 wide move to the inside.
Careful, still there.
Clearing a whole bunch of cars.
All right, you're clear.
All over the back of David Starr now for 21st off turn 2. We'll make that move to the inside of Starr. Now into turn 3. Schneider to 21st. No, he hasn't even been inside the top 10 today, but even just to have this speed, the way the last 4 races have gone on speed, this is some much needed improvement. We're looking to improve back to the early season ways going forward. Hopefully start to crack the top 10 a little bit more often. Even early season they had some inconsistency issues. They've been consistent the last 4 races, but it's been consistently bad. Definitely looking to improve on that going forward. Still got a good chunk of the year left. Again, that first focus is trying to make the playoffs. The win would grant him a spot again. As it sits right now, it would. Likely not going to get any stage points again tonight, though. He's really going to have to work hard on this race finish. And getting as many points as he can. All the way through turn 2 this time. He just marks beautifully. Really trying to push the car hard now. I know he's not battling for as much, but it's mainly so he can give himself a good feel for how the car might react in the final stage with the same setup on a later run. Throttle through turn 4. We went full throttle through turn 2 and turn 4 on this lap. Let's see at the start-finish line what the lap time will be. 55.037. Fastest lap of the day for Schneider's at 54.990. Burton has led the most laps today. He's trying to win each of the first two stages. Trying to get that 5th win of the season. Again, this is only race number 17.
5 to go, driver.
He had 4 in the first 13. It's only been 5 races since he's gone to victory lane. It feels like a lot more just with the way he has dominated this year. Has been impressive, to say the least. Timmy Hill riding inside the top 20 right now. In that 20th position for NBN. Still have yet to see what the final stage is going to do. The cautions, fuel strategy. How's everybody going to look on fuel in the final stage? Things can go about 36 to 37 laps on a full tank of fuel. Final stage is 40 laps. With the caution laps during the stage break, we're going to go green right about at that 37 to go mark. Fuel mileage race last night at Pocono. We're going to see maybe more of that here today. Up the middle, 3 wide into turn number 2 between Timmy Hill and Jeremy Clements. That was a bold move right there. He clears Clements. Hill hangs on the inside. He gets blocked down the back straightaway now. Goes way down low. Schneider's almost in the grass as Hill crosses him back over to the high side. And out of 19th. Great racing here in stage 2. Not as good as you can get around this 2.5-mile flat oval, rectangular version of an oval, I should say. Very unique racetrack in Indianapolis, to say the least.
I need 2 more on the left, bud. Here we go.
One more lap of the line, though, for Harrison Burton to try and win stage 2. And he's led every lap of the second stage. With a couple of restarts. He's going to make a pass on Austin Hill right now as well. Here's before they get into turn 1 for 18. We do have to finish inside the top 15 to win the next 4 races to get the next contract incentive bonus. Green, white checkered flag in the air for the second time tonight. Harrison Burton will sweep the stages here at Indianapolis. stage 1, winning stage 2. Just waiting for the top 10 to cross the start-finish line now so we can get the final stage underway.
Nice driving that stage, driver.
14th in stage 1 for Schneider, 18th in stage 2. With one less caution than stage 1. He's definitely got a top 20 race car. Free pass going to go to CJ McLaughlin in 30th as well. And again, Tommy Joe Martin, Zealand driver in the race. So here come the pit stops. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel. A little damage for repair this time. And no adjustments on the 99 crew during this pit stop. We'll have, I believe, 37 laps to go. We go green for the final stage at Indianapolis.
Northern has the green flag in his hand. Almost ready now.
And green flag back in the air.
Got one inside.
Harrison Burton again wants to race off pit road.
Hold your line, stay high.
As we look at the fuel, everybody is going to start the final stage about 1 lap short.
Car there on the inside. Hold your line, got one inside.
Schneider hanging tight on the outside of Joe Graff Jr., trying to side draft him down the back straightaway into turn 3. Timmy Hill to the high side to get around Schneider. Went the long way around in turn 3, but he made it work.
Got a car low now.
Schneider's got a majorly tight race car. And now a push from Joe Nemechek.
Still there. Car there on the outside.
Chopped off now. Check barely gets by to the high
Car
side
there
as
on the
well.
outside. All right, you're clear.
3 wide. The very back of the pack. Schneider's in a wall off turn 2. He actually hit the wall pretty good that time.
Car outside.
Mike Harmon's going to get around him. Last on the lead lap now for Schneider, back to 30th. Damage is not going to help him. It's 35 laps remain. At this famed and glorious racetrack. Everybody wants to win at Indianapolis, even if it's just a NASCAR Xfinity series race. Who wouldn't want to win here at the Brickyard? Somebody's got to win at the end of this race today. Who will it be? Right now, it's looking like Harrison Burton, as he has dominated the majority of this race. Won the first 2 stages, he's by far led the most laps. Second most goes to his teammate Brandon Jones. He led a little over a dozen laps earlier in stage 1. The different camera angles for a little while now. It's amazing how tight this race car is. You know it's got speed later in the run, at least to get a top 15, maybe even a top 10. Problem is, if the caution comes out, what's the strategy going to be like in this final stage? Anybody pick? If they do, will they take 4 tires? Will it be fuel only? Can somebody even make it on fuel to the end of this race the way we're running right now to get the win? Because that's very well possible also. Start finish line relocated to where it is you're trying to do. Interesting. It is pretty close to the entrance of turn 1. It's not exactly how Talladega is, like 3/4 of the way down the front straightaway. At Indy, it's kind of like 2/3 of the way down the front straight. But it is closer to turn 1 than what it is turn 4. You have tracks like Richmond and Pocono where it's like right off the exit of the final corner practically. That sets up for a little bit better restart, I guess. Probably do it. The odds of there being a super close finish, not quite as much. I feel like with Pocono having that long front straightaway as well, increase the possibility of having maybe a side-by-side finish. There's a late race restart or something. Or even if two guys were tucked underneath one another, somebody gets a run down straightaway, they have to block for their life just to get back to the checkered flag. Heard him have to lift out of the throttle, and that was simply off the extra turn 4. Like he got back into the gas way too soon. Let's kind of wait and see how this plays out. Just tuning in for the first time, we have had 5 cautions for incident. 5 cautions total today at the stage race. 29 laps to go for the man who's dominated the race. Harrison Burton again looks for his 5th win of the year. Just what is only the 17th race of the season. Trying to catch Chase Briscoe for perhaps maybe the most wins in a single season. Briscoe set that mark last year in 2020 when he 9 of the 30 series races. For a quarter of this season. turn 2 at least. It's just still a little tight in turn 1 and 3. Lift off the throttle instead of braking. Well, I have to brake to set the car in turns 1 and 3 with how fast. I mean, even the Xfinity cars, although they're not going as fast as the Cup cars here, going into turn 1 and turn 3, they're still going really fast. It's a lot easier for me to back up turn 2 and turn 4 by braking as well. I'm able to go full throttle through turns 2 and 3 and turns 4. As the car starts to loosen up, obviously I don't have to brake as much as what I'm doing earlier in the run when it's tighter. Definitely not using any brake in turn 2 or turn 4, but in turns 1 and 3, definitely have to. Sunglasses. I don't think I own a pair. No, I probably do, I just don't use them. I'm sure I need a pair somewhere. Turn 4 again. Just plain and simple. It goes to show he's really pushing this race car really hard. Still caution free in the final stage. Again, everybody's about a lap short on fuel. Schneider might be a little tighter in the final stage than he was in the first 2 stages because he got raw early in this final stage on that restart. Got a car up in smoke going into turn 1, but we stay green here in Indianapolis. Whoever it is missed the pit road entrance. Believes, yeah, it was Matt Mills in the 5 car, so Mills was already a lap down. Either way, tough break for him. This day is going to come to an end earlier than when he had hoped. Likely it was an engine issue. Doesn't look to be a tire issue. Again, we stay green. Saw those kinds of issues at Pocono a couple times last night. We didn't throw the yellow for it. One instance they probably should have. There's a lot of traffic around these guys, but that instance, there's no traffic really around anybody. Enough to throw the yellow. Everybody was pretty much out of the way of Mills when that engine expired. And 8 seconds behind McLaughlin in 29th. Slowly catching some of the lap cars. Harrison Burton at the same time slowly catching Schneider as well. Schneider's going to need a caution in a big way at some point. Looks like he would have been in the wall off turn 4 if he didn't lift. And it's like when the damage making that car a little too tight now. Throttle for turn 2. I mean, if he hits his marks, I mean, just perfectly, and I mean perfectly, he's all right. In turns 2 and turns 4 still. He definitely has to back out of the gas a little bit more. In turn 1 and turn 3. just to get the car to rotate all the way through. Yep, DNFs are on. Never turn them off. We just kept the car clean. Only DNF'd once. The one and only Truck Series season we ran so far, the Xfinity Series season, only DNF'd once in the first. There's now 17 races. It's definitely been going pretty well for us. DB Forever 85 and Cap 24. Welcome to the stream.
Still there? You got room, you're clear there.
Who the hell is on the lines? I still don't know how we won at Atlanta this season on speed. We did catch a break with a late caution. And Chastain finished second in that race. We did win a stage earlier in the day, so we knew we had speed, but we were in second place. Probably like 3 seconds back with 2 to go, and the caution came on the fourth overtime. We were likely not going to catch it. For the caution and nailing the restart. We still hadn't nailed the restart on the high side. It was definitely a close battle to the finish. We held on to get the first and only win up to this point. Not only this season, but obviously for his Xfinity Series career. Full throttle on turn 4. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Majority of the time I can hook turn 2 and turn 4 full throttle. Hook turn 2 that time full throttle as we get into the lap traffic. The air is getting a little dirtier, making the car even more tighter. Pick up the pace indeed. Harrison Burton is closing in. We get a late caution. Schneider's definitely got to stay on the lead lap. Big run through turn 4. He's still had to lift a little bit in the line of Mike Harmon here.
You're all clear up top there. Stay low, stay low.
Finally catching the back of the traffic. Took a lot longer into this run than what we saw in stage 1 and stage 2.
You're clear there.
Schneider does have 2 sets of tires left the rest of the way, but I don't see him wanting to change tires. His lap times have gotten quicker, as well as the race car itself just becoming more comfortable of the longer run as that air pressure starts to build up. Turn 4 that time. It's starting to loosen up. Just don't think he's got the speed to stay in front of Harrison Burton. 18 to go. If he does, though, more power to him. Remember, everybody is likely short on fuel to the finish of this race. We have not had a caution in the final stage. We've had 5 total today. Everybody is pacing at least 1 lap short on fuel when we started the final stage. Any one of these drivers can win this thing, honestly. Gregson did pass on the last lap last night by Hemrick, his teammate. That got his second win of the season. It's robbed of what could have been his second win. when I was after the DNF, but still. The show's just never over till it's over. Burton's still racing for something. He's racing for a regular season championship. She leads coming into this race again today. That would be 15 more playoff points. And every win he gets is 5 extra playoff points. He's already got 2 playoff points today with 2 stage wins. Those are each worth 1. So he is definitely racing for something right now. You can never have too many playoff points. So we have come to find out with the playoffs in any one of the top 3 series in NASCAR since this format is implemented with the stages and everything in 2017. Definitely being very big. 15 laps to go, though, for Harrison Burton. He didn't use any brakes until the one that time. That is still about a half a lap short on fuel.
Good job.
There's Schneider's fastest lap of the day, 54.783. About 0.2 of a second quicker than his previous fastest lap. To say he is trying to put on the afterburners to the finish is an understatement. He is definitely not trying to save fuel. He's in the wall up turn 2. Again. And that's only going to tighten the race car even more. And here comes Harrison Burton. Pushing just a tad too hard, and again, he got in line behind Nemechek, looking to make a pass. And the car just got really tight when he got in line behind somebody. And that was a lot harder to hit than what he had when he was getting up to speed earlier in this final stage. $13 to go now for Harrison Burton. By the way, Schneider is the last driver on the lead lap. Stay in the lead lap. Give himself some sort of a chance. Caution! Caution is out. With just 13 laps to go in Indianapolis. That was a caution Schneider needed because he was going to go a lap down there in about a lap or so. Especially after that mistake a lap before off turn 2. And we're going to set ourselves up for a crazy restart to the finish of this one. Schneider's last on the lead lap. He's not going to pit for tires because he's been faster on older tires, but he will tighten it up a half a round, and he will repair damage. He'll top off on fuel as well just to make sure he's good to the finish. Free pass, by the way, is going to go to Joe Graff Jr. in 29th. Nobody pitted on the lead lap, but everybody should be good on fuel now to the end by about 2 laps as long as we don't go to overtime. Green flag back in the air for Harrison Burton. That's not a caution he wanted to see either. 11 laps to go in Indianapolis.
All right, time to go. Keep it nice and smooth.
The only reason Schneider even considered topping off on fuel, not staying out to keep track positions, because he was last on the lead lap anyway, so he didn't lose any ground with pitting. And he made an adjustment to try and tighten the race car up. He knew he was going to maybe be a little too loose repairing that damage, but he had 2 seconds work. He was able to repair it. Look at him flying on this restart, trying to pick up as many spots as possible. It has been 5 races since the last top 10 for the 99. He was robbed of one late last night, blowing a right rear tire while running 8th on the final lap. Nose in the inside wall, DNFing and finishing 34th. Harrison Burton's just trying to hold on for dear life. Back bumper of Clements. Gives him a shot off turn 4.
Looking inside now.
Schneider trying to block Brandon Brown down to the inside off turn 4 himself. Now going all the way to the inside. Trying to break the draft whatever he could there down the front stretch. Couldn't go any lower at the inside pit wall.
You got room. You're clear.
Shot out of a cannon into the short chute between 1 and 2. To the inside of David Starr. Barely clear. Starr off turn 2, and Starr almost put it in the wall. Clean pass though. For Schneider, no stage points again tonight. Finishing 14th and 18th in both stages. He's up to 17th currently into turn 3, passing Jeffrey Earnhardt. His car has come alive late. That adjustment might have been the right one.
Still there.
Almost made contact with Anthony Alfredo. Just to hop in line again behind him. 8 laps to go at the line. Can Harrison Burton hold on to win his 5th race of the season? 8 laps is a long time here at Indianapolis 2.5-mile racetrack. We'll just stay green to the finish. We had 6 cautions total, but only 1 in the final stage.
Way at the bottom. All right. Clear
Into the top 15. That's the at least goal. The top 15 in 3 of the 4 races in this stretch of races. He's going to make a pass now on Austin Cindric.
Clear all around.
Second place go-getter in points. He's not been higher than 14th today. We'll be looking for another spot on Daniel Hemrick. Going to the high side off turn 4. Might have gotten a little bit more narrow. He makes it look easy.
You got room. You're clear there.
Burton's starting to slowly pull away from everybody else. Tight through turn 2. Slides up the track, barely keeps it off the wall. Lying behind the net, he was carrying so much speed again. It's like 5 seconds off the lead again. Not far into the restart either, and he's trying to pass cars. Patriotic scheme on the one of a net. The pole sitter today. Trying to block Schneider into turn 4. Schneider holds the inside underneath him. I think he tightened it up because he is struggling for grip right now in the rear tires. It's sliding around almost a little too much.
Still there.
Underneath the net into turn 1. He's pushing hard to get around Michaels, and Michaels fighting hard on the top. Still side by side into turn 2.
Careful. Still there.
Schneider's going to clear that time. And that's going to give them a little bump draft now, and they're going to try to work together to get by Jesse and Little.
Stay low.
So the bump drafting actually can work out down these long straightaways at Indy. Into turn 3 underneath Ray Black Jr.
Stay on the bottom.
Almost made contact.
Got a car
Net
coming inside now.
looking almost got underneath Schneider to take it 3 wide. Schneider almost got ran into the back of Vianetta, but he gets shot out of a cannon off turn 4, and Schneider is in the top 10 for the first time today.
5 to go. You
With
got
just
it.
5 laps to go here at Indy. Remember, he's not equal tires. He just came down and made an extra adjustment. Faster on older tires than fresh tires today. He's going to go full throttle through turn 2 right now. He doesn't have traffic directly in front of him. A little right through turn 2 and turn 4. Very, very quick. Mentioned the first top 10 in 5 races if Schneider can get this done right here. He's in the 10th spot. He doesn't have to worry about a tire blowing today. 4 to go at the line. Remember, if we go to overtime, these guys might be short on fuel. We get a caution now, we'll go past the scheduled distance. That might be the case. Only good now because of the first caution in the stage. Otherwise, they were probably going to be about a lap short, so they're about 2 laps to the good currently. Schneider in line behind Allgaier, and he'll be looking for 9th place down the back straightaway. Pops low, little side draft on Allgaier in the 7th. Schneider's going to have the advantage on the inside into turn 3.
You got room. You're clear.
This is as much speed as this race car has shown all day long. Full throttle through turn 4. He's pushing hard. You know Schneider's good on fuel because, again, he topped off during that last caution.
Careful, still there.
He was about to go a lap down in 29th before the caution came out. Maybe another lap or two and he would have been a lap down. And now he is in 8th and we have another caution with 3 laps to go. Ryder Schneider took the 8th spot away from Riley Herbst. It's our 7th caution of the race. Free pass to CJ McLaughlin at 30th. I believe Jeff Green might have brought out the yellow 2 laps down. Mike Harmon brought out the caution before that. And hold the phone, everybody. We are going to have an overtime finish, and that is, again, another late race caution that Harrison Burton did not want to see. Drivers without a win this season in the top 10, Chastain, LeBay, Sieg. And we have overtime. Are these guys going to make it on fuel running past the scheduled distance?
Be ready here.
We'll see. Green flag back in the air. Harrison Burton leads the field to the green. We have had crazy restarts all day long, and I don't think we're going to have any crazier than the one right now.
Car there on the inside.
Sieg spins his tires, but Schneider did a little bit too.
Hold your line, got one inside.
Side by side, nearly 3 wide up ahead. Schneider trying to stay in front of Herbst, and he came down into the 18. He's going to go a little bit wider than what he wanted. Gregson about ended up in the wall as well, and Schneider's going backwards on the restart. Wants to get down to the bottom. He's trying to side draft Michael Annette. Restarting on the top side, and Indy just did not pan out for him. Sends it into turn 3 to get around Annette. Gets into the back of Herbst now. And Herbst just rockets ahead of the 9 of Noah Gregson. Harrison Burton leads. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go here at Indianapolis.
Careful, still there.
Who is going to win at the Brickyard?
Stay low, stay low.
Schneider sends it hard into turn 1. Gets back around Herbst. Ducking hard to the inside now of Chastain, looking for 6th place. Burton still has the lead down the back straightaway. 3 wide down the back. Schneider goes underneath Sieg and Chastain. This is to get a top 5. 3 wide into turn 3 as Burton leads way out ahead. Sieg back down to the bottom. Oh, a little contact. Schneider trying to hang on the right rear quarter panel, but the contact's not going to help him. Though up turn 4, checkered flag is waving, and Harrison Burton is going to win his 5th race of the season, and Schneider by a nose finishes 6th behind Sieg, rubbing him back to the start-finish line to get the spot, and he couldn't get it. Harrison Burton hangs on in overtime to get his 5th win in just 17 races this season. What a finish and what a race. Harrison Burton put on a clinic, winning both stages in the race today. Indeed, after 29, 2 cautions ago, with just 14 laps to go, we had our second to last caution, drove up to 8th, restarted on the high side, definitely hurt him. It took him about a lap to get going there before he got back to the bottom. A little contact here and there didn't help either on the narrow restart as well with Riley Herbst and then Sieg at the finish. But he ends up 6th, which is a heck of a lot better than what it could have been. So no stage points today. And they got 14th, 18th in the first 2 stages, but that car was rolling right at the end up to 6th. No car was faster than Harrison Burton today as he dominates. Getting yet another win. We move up only 1 spot in points from 16th to 15th. With Burton getting his 5th win of the season means we don't have another new winner through this race. .022 of the top 5. 6th is, I mean, it's just good to be back in the top 10. It's been 5 races since the last top 10. We needed that desperately. It's been since mid-Ohio since we got a top 10. And we finished 6th that day, so again, this was very, very much needed. And Chastain easily still has the last spot in points, quite a ways ahead of Justin Haley. Really, Chastain, barring something catastrophic here, should get the final spot on points. But that's something catastrophic is somebody below him winning a race. Under 6 points behind Alfredo to be the second to last driver on points with anybody with a win. Burton had the fastest lap with a 51.745, and he led the most. He led 80 laps of the scheduled 100 today. Went just past 100 though, in total 102 laps. Will end up being the overtime laps ran. Well, that ended up being a lot more eventful at the end of the race than what we were expecting. Insane. That's huge for our win total. Hopefully we can get this contract incentive bonus. We just got to start clicking away top 10s here and get this momentum back before the playoffs start. Well, hopefully we can still make it. More and more drivers approve of Keegan Schneider's clean driving style. Outside of Ryan Sieg, who we tried to rough up to get the top 5 there coming to the checker. I tried to... Yeah, we weren't going to get past him, so I don't even know why in hindsight why I hit him. Definitely shouldn't have done that. Keegan Schneider has a chance to be the cleanest in NASCAR Xfinity series. Heck yeah, that's why we've only DNF'd once this year. Outside of, roughing up Ryan Sieg across the checker flag, it's been pretty clean this year. Everybody see the last race? It was amazing. Keegan Schneider ran very professional, exceptionally clean race. Thanks, Justin. Anybody see the last race? Keegan Schneider did pretty well. Yes, he did. I'd say he did. Nice top 10 there from Vinnie Miller. Real happy for you. And another good finish there from Chad Fincham. And, yeah, we're just past halfway through the season. Only 16 races to go. Only 9 before the playoffs. And I believe we go to New Hampshire next. No, we go to Kentucky. Kentucky will be the next race. We already took a look at the points. Let's take a look at the season stats so far in the Xfinity Series. For whatever reason, I still can't check my Truck Series stats, and then those are the hot seat offers we've simulated so far this year. But we've led 81 laps. Not a lot, but we've led 81. Let's see, 9 top 10s in 17 starts, 3 top 5s. Just shy of getting our 4th right there. 2 stage wins and 1 race win. Average finish of a 16.2. So, for being our first season, underfunded through most of the year, not bad. I will take it. Through 43 races total, there's the full stats. It says 14 wins, but again, only 1 Xfinity win. 13 of those were in the Truck Series. On to the race shop. Again, saving money for that short track chassis. And we have to use the same chassis in the next 2 races that we ran at both Pocono and Indianapolis. We have to use at Kentucky and New Hampshire yet. But on to Kentucky in the next race. It's like we'll have an 83, 82, and an 80 at Kentucky, so even worse on speed and everything in the last race. But we're back to a mile and a half, so I think that'll help at least a little bit. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Got another short track coming up here in a couple races at Iowa. We might be a little slow at without the short track chassis. But that's going to do it for this one. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Remember, race 2 of the doubleheader coming up next at Kentucky Speedway for the Alsco 300. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. And, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. See you guys in a few minutes. Thanks for watching.